26 years old, was planning his future, while Siya, 20 years old, was planning his funeral. Welcome to Unsilenced, where we give voice to those who cannot speak for themselves. This is Soumya. Let's begin with the man at the heart of the story, who's Ketan Agarwal. After he completed his studies in Massachusetts, he returned back to India in 2023 to support his family's real estate business. He also served there as a director and chief marketing officer. His future seemed to be absolutely set. But there was one detail that did not add up, because Ketan was an experienced trekker and he knew Lohagad Fort very well. When police informed that it was an accident, the family refused to believe, and that doubt broke the case wide open. But before the alleged accident, there was a love story. On Feb 2026, Siya and Ketan got engaged through arranged marriage. Both the families knew each other nearly 30 years, and Ketan's uncle introduced them. And in November, the wedding were also planned. After 1 month of the engagement, Siya posted a photo with candle-lit cake on her Instagram saying, "Cheers to 1 month where my heart found its home." To everyone watching this, it seemed to be like a perfect love story, but behind that photo, she already found another person. Here's how police say it all began: through cricket. Chetan Chowdhury regularly played matches with Siya's brother Sahil. Siya would often come to watch. That's where the police believe the first two met. What started as a friendship soon turned into a secret relationship, one that was hidden from both the families. Between January and June, investigators say that Siya and Chetan made 2004 phone calls, spending more than 238 hours talking. Now that's not an occasional chat. That's a second relationship growing quietly while a wedding has already been planned out in the open. And somewhere in those 238 hours, police allege the conversation changed. It was no longer about being together, it was all about getting Ketan out of the way. But what could turn a broken engagement into an alleged murder plot? According to the investigators, the reason was almost ordinary, and that's exactly what makes this case so disturbing. Before we go any further, it's important to be clear, because everything you're about to hear comes from the police investigation and alleged interrogation statements. These claims have not been tested in court. According to investigators, Siya told the police she no longer wanted to marry Ketan. Part of the reason was her relationship with Chetan, but the police also allege she said Ketan's hair loss, his hairpiece, and his stammer that made her unwilling to go through the marriage. When Ketan's father heard this, his response was heartbreaking. If she didn't want to marry him, she only had to say no, we would have cancelled the wedding immediately, said Ketan's father. Police say they asked the same question to Siya: why not simply call the engagement? According to the investigator, she said she didn't want to upset her family or face the stigma of a broken engagement. If those allegations are true, she didn't choose an honest conversation. Police allege she saw something very different, far more devastating. Then came several warning signs. 6th of June, Ketan, Siya and their families head to Mumbai airport for a pre-wedding shoot trip to Bali. Siya's brother, Sahil, was also with them. During a stop in Kalapur, police allege that Siya secretly takes Ketan's passport and throws it into the washroom. Only his passport goes missing. The trip got cancelled. Now on June 14th, what investigators describe as the first alleged murder attempt. Police say Siya takes Ketan to Lohagad Fort and pushes him near the edge. He survives. He grabs onto the bush. Her explanation was she panicked after seeing what she thought was a snake. On June 18th, Ketan and Siya, along with the small group, arrive at Lohagad Fort. To everyone around them, it looked like any other trek, but according to the police, someone is already on the mountain. That is Chetan. Investigators allege he rides nearly 90 kilometers on a two-wheeler, leaves his phone at his shop, has an employee answer all the calls, and keeps his internet switched off for almost the entire day. Police say CCTV captures us following the group from the distance. Then the group reaches an isolated spot near the gorge. According to investigators, Chetan joins them. What happened next, police allege, lasted only seconds. Together, they pushed Ketan over the edge. Moments later, Siya screamed for help. She told police Ketan had slipped while taking photographs in a strong wind. For a few hours, everyone believed. But Ketan's family never believed that it was an accident because he was an experienced trekker. They kept saying he doesn't just fall. That single doubt changed everything. Investigators received CCTV footage. They identified Chetan's movements, traced crucial phone records, and began piecing everything together what police believed happened that day. Then came the call records. 2004 phone calls, more than 238 hours of conversations. Police also allege that both Siya and Chetan deleted their chats and even cleared their recycle bill before and after June 18th. Digital forensic teams are now attempting to recover the data. Chetan was arrested first, Siya was arrested the following morning. Both were booked on charges including murder and criminal conspiracy. According to the police, while in custody, each has blamed the other for delivering the final push. As of the latest court hearing, both remain in judicial custody and the investigation is still ongoing. And beneath all this evidence, one question still remains. Why not just say no? Is the only question that still haunts this case. This wasn't just one family's tragedy. Ketan's parents lost their son, Siya's parents now watch their daughter face a murder case, and Chetan's family has been pulled into a case that changed all of their lives. Whatever the coast ultimately decides, three families will never be the same again. Let's look at the psychological factors behind this case. So how does something like this happen in the first place? We can never know exactly what's going on in someone's mind, but psychologists often talk about something called conflict avoidance. It's when someone becomes so afraid of difficult conversation, of disappointing the family, hurting someone, or facing judgment that they avoid it altogether. For most people, that means delaying the conversation, making excuses, hoping the problem goes away. According to investigators, this case allegedly went far beyond that. If the prosecution's case is proven here today, what could have ended with one honest conversation instead became a murder investigation. One honest conversation again could have saved or changed multiple lives forever. As always, I want you all to remember the one who was silenced. In this case, Ketan Agarwal, who had a bright future ahead of him. He was building his career, planning a wedding, dreaming about the life he wanted to build with the woman he loved. He deserved that life. Not what allegedly happened to him that day. We'll remember Ketan for who he was, a loving son, a caring fiancé, and someone who had so much life left to live. This case is still under investigation, and we will continue bringing you every important update as it unfolds. Until then, stay safe, stay watchful. I'd be very much interested in knowing what you think about the story. Please share your perspectives in the comments. And if you're a person who's really interested in true crime stories, horror stories, and unsolved murders, please subscribe.